Oh my God, it's loud.
We're live. There we go. We're good. This is coffee break. This is coffee break's first time to do something like this, I think.
Yeah,
But
certainly.
coffee break, you're a Sobo. You're a cool dude. Tell us about this whole Nobo chair thing.
Oh,
What's
the
going on
Novo
with that?
chair.
The Nobo chair,
Oh,
the
wow.
northbound chair. Tell us all about it.
So, as a seasoned hiker, I consider myself attempting the through hike 3 times, and this is my third time, so third time's a charm, right?
Yeah, you're gonna get it done this time.
Yeah. So, anyway, my brother, he's a Novo this year, and he's about to complete the trail in a couple hundred miles.
That's right. Now he's Nobo, so he's in Maine.
He's
And he's got how many weeks left?
Oh man, he's really close. He's like 2 weeks out.
Like two
and a half.
So where is he? You know where he is?
He's in southern Maine now. He should be.
Yeah, he thinks he has 2. He's got 3 left.
Yeah, all the Sobos know a little bit better than the Nobos, but so originally he challenged me to carry this chair, and as a seasoned hiker, not wanting to carry a lot of weight, I was like, and you don't even see the chair because actually the camera's on the chair right now.
That's what's hilarious is the Nobo chair is what is the prop for the camera right now. Here's the Nobo chair. It's one of those old camping chairs that you might try to use during dove season, which just started, but you're really a sucker if you buy one of these things because it's like, why you want to make your ass hurt? But anyway, it's one of those old hunting chairs.
But I tell you what, any hiker that sees me with this chair sitting on it, they're automatically instantaneously jealous. And also, they're wondering, like, why the hell would a through hiker be carrying a heavy ass chair?
Yeah, because
Now,
how many pounds is this, you know?
that's the thing is,
What, 2 pounds?
Maybe, I don't 2 pounds, maybe 1 pound. I don't know. It didn't matter. What mattered is my brother challenged me to carry this chair south.
You're doing it. Now, didn't this thing go south-north?
Here's the thing is, this chair originally started this year at Springer Mountain because I hiked with my brother early on to see him off on the Appalachian Trail north earlier this year. And then I came back and I started again at Mount Katahdin. So this chair has seen both the start and end point for both the Sobo and Nobo. So what I've decided to do was hike south with this chair upon my brother's request. And I've carried it since Mount Katahdin. And as I've been going along...
Yeah, this is the interesting part.
I've been challenging Nobos to sit in this chair for good luck to make sure that they would have good luck to make it to Katahdin. And so it's kind of weird because it started when this Portuguese guy, named Portuguese, trail name, saw me with this chair and was like, what is that chair? Why are you carrying this chair? And he was like a Portuguese writer. And he's like, oh, I'm going to put you in my book because he's a travel writer. And he's like, and so I was like, we just coined a term. It's a Nobo chair. You're the first person to sit in it. It'll give you good luck. And he's like, there's no way in hell you're going to carry it to Katahdin. Or not Katahdin, but Springer Mountain.
Springer Mountain, right.
So ever since then, I'm more determined than ever to carry this chair all the way to Springer Mountain. And the reason why we don't carry chairs is because it's too damn heavy. It's not essential equipment.
There's no reason for it.
There's no reason for it. So everybody sees me carrying this chair doesn't even think I'm a through hiker or anything. They think I'm like nuts.
Yeah. So what happens? I've witnessed this. To explain what happens with this chair is, and it's a little late. I think you're going to have 1 or 2 more Nobos if you really look hard and you really pester these people. I don't know. Maybe they'll just be bums on the street, but. Look, I think you got 1 or more left. It's stupid enough. I saw one yesterday. The poor stupid bastard's not going to make it. But anyway.
What is it, September 15th, September 14th?
It's too late to go northbound.
And we're like a day from Massachusetts.
They need to be up where your brother is right now. But, so, my story with this chair, the first time I saw it was I met you in Gorham, New Hampshire. That's right before you get into the presidentials of the whites. I met you at the hostel. Thank you, Paul. The barn was one of the best hostels I've ever seen. He says it's not a party house, but we made it a damn party house. And then what we did is we went up on this damn gondola, right?
Yeah,
And-
we did trail. We created our own trail magic for hikers going north and south, because that's what we do. We don't just hike the trail. You know, we also provide magic. We help other hikers too.
You got to play the game.
You know?
And so what we did is we got these backpacks, filled them with beer, filled them with Coca-Colas. I think you got some Mountain Dews or something a little special, and rode up a gondola. And we have video of that I'm going to send a neighbor. I've been bugging this guy for a month now, John Searles. You're going to get this video, and I'm going to send it to you because this guy has the video of it. But anyway, we're teasing you about how we're just partying on this trail, which we were. Instead of hiking, we were going up the gondola, and we went up to this spot, I don't know, like 4,000, 5,000 feet up. And these poor hikers have just hiked up this nasty, nasty mountain. Most of the northbounders have. Now remember,
for those
only northbounders are allowed to sit in the chair and do the little interview.
Yeah, right.
And it's not just a talk. It's the interview. You sit them down in this chair, they think it's all funny and shit. You give them a beer, and then you start grilling them on shit. Oh, you're a northbounder. What are you doing? Why,
When'd you start? Why are you hiking the trail?
Yeah, why are you in the no-low seat anyway? You give them hell for, I don't know, like 30 seconds, and then you just let them rip on the chair.
It's funny because there was this one Nobo. so I was at this one shelter, and it just brings up a funny story. I was at this one shelter. I arrived there. There's like 10 Nobos, maybe more. There's a lot more out back where the campground was. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh, I'm so late. There's no space in the shelter. I got to go camp out back. I'm just eating my dinner. I was sitting on the Nobo chair because I'm a Sobo. I'm the only one that can sit on the chair. It'd be bad luck for other Sobos to sit on it. You understand what I'm saying?
Whoa. You allow yourself to sit on this chair?
Yes, only
Shame
myself.
on you. Shame on you.
Yeah. Well. So anyway, the story goes is I was like, okay, so all you all sitting in the shelter, you need to line up to take your turn to sit on this Nobo chair. So I had the video going, and there was like a line of Nobos sitting on the chair, giving us, their information, why they're hiking, and then the next one would sit, it'd be like a line, and it'd be going on, and then the last guy in line went to sit on it, and he just stayed there like it was his own chair, his own thing.
The last guy.
Yeah, he like hogged it. It was like his at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? He would not get off. He's like, oh, I'm fine. Yeah, whatever. I'm going to play on my phone right here for the next hour.
Wait, did he do, whoa. Did he do your interview and all that?
Yeah. But then he was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm just going to chill here for the next hour.
And he just felt good on it. Huh?
Yeah. He felt like it was his home.
So we've had some podcasts. The last one, I'm not sure if it got out or not. Maybe 5 or 6 minutes. It was just me on the trail. Maybe you got that. The one before that was my 400-mile mark. Which, by the way, he wasn't there. He was a week ahead of me, but he heard about my 400 party. I don't know how word gets around on the trail, but I'm partying up so hard. This guy hears about it, 40 miles ahead of me or whatever. And he said, "What the hell type of party did you have at this 400-mile mark?" Whatever. I tried to film that. I didn't have good reception. I don't know. I'm thinking this may be the podcast 4 maybe, because those other 2 maybe people didn't see, maybe not. I don't know. What I was getting at, shit, I don't remember. Anyway, look, I'm in fucking rain gear sitting in a motel. Who the hell does that? Why would I be doing that? Coffee. Why would I be wearing rain gear in a motel room and not regular clothes? Please tell me.
So what happens is every hiker, when they smell a whiff of town, they're about 10 miles out from town to the road.
And you smell what?
So I made a video about this too.
Did you smell bread or did you smell soot? What did you smell?
So it's the smell of the town that you get when you're very close to it and within a day's hike. And it makes you do crazy things. One of those crazy things is to probably hurt yourself. A lot of hikers hurt themselves because they speed up when they go downhill to the road, to town. So all you hikers out there, take your time to get to the road. It's going to be there. Okay? So you get down to the road, you hitch in or you get a ride in, And the first thing you do is you try to find some food. But what this cat did was he arrived in Bennington.
Tell him the story when I showed up in Bennington.
So I truly understand this story because my brother, he's a Nobo. He was a former professional driver, and I rode around with him around the country for about 3 or 4 months. And I understand the story perfectly. You know, when you hike for 3 to 5 days without adequate shower, you kind of smell pretty ripe, and no one likes to be around a smelly hiker. Believe me.
You don't smell like BO. You
smell really, really good.
Some people say you smell like a horse. You don't smell like a horse. You don't smell like a cow. No, you smell worse than anything you've ever smelled.
I would tell some profound verbiage on this, but I'm afraid this might get out.
I know exactly how to put it. You remember that shit back in the 70s and 80s, back when you were in high school? That shit you smelled in the cafeteria and you didn't know what the fuck it was. You just knew it stunk at like 10 o'clock in the morning. You knew they were going to serve that stuff at 12. You remember that smell in the cafeteria? That's what we smell like. Whatever the hell that was that they were cooking up, that's what we smell like when we get off the trail.
So anyway, one of the key aspects of getting into town is to cleanse yourself immediately and do your laundry as well, because your clothes actually stink longer than
they stink worse than we do.
Yeah, and so what my friend here did, Giggles did, was he went into the health fitness center.
I went into the gym.
Bennington. Yeah, and
I told him, I said, look,
I don't have a membership here. I'm a hiker. Can I take a shower? And they were like, hell yeah, you stink. Go right ahead. And that's what happened. He went in and he was able to do that.
Yeah.
And when he did, so what happens what happens is you don't carry a lot of clothes when you hike.
No, right.
Only essential clothes.
Right.
So that means maybe the clothes that you hike in all the time, and then one that you save for when you go to town or when you need to be clean.
Right.
And you never wear them on the trail.
The problem is I wore them 3 days ago on the trail because I ran out of time. You got to... Look, when you're... you know how it is.
So one of the alternatives is when you cleanse yourself when you go into town or whatever, or in a stream or whatever method that you're able to use at that particular aspect in time. If you don't have any clean clothes, what do you put on? Your rain gear. Look at this guy. He's still in his rain gear.
I'm in my rain gear. This is my frog
Okay,
dogs.
so I think I explained it.
No, I got to tell the story about this. So I go to the gym.
Oh, yeah.
I go wash up. I wash my asshole. It's smelling good. It smells like flowers.
Roses.
It smells like roses. And so here's the deal. I'm like, I'm in the shower room at the gym, and I'm thinking, I got to put these rain clothes on because it's all I have. I don't want to put some stinky clothes on. I got to go to the laundry next. I'm going to look like an idiot wearing this rain gear, right? So I come out with the rain gear on, and no one at the gym gives me an eye. Everybody looks at me like I'm normal. I said, well, this is a weird town. This is not good. They're supposed to be looking at me like I'm crazy. Who wears out of the gym rain gear with nothing else under it? I look out the window. It's pouring down a quarter an inch a half an hour. I mean, it is pouring down rain nonstop. So I'm looking like I'm a normal guy. So I said, I already got my rain suit on. I need to go get my laundry done. I need a beer. I need some food in my system. My gut's empty. I mean, I just came in 10 miles. Before that, I did 19.3 the day before. I'm just killing for town. I don't care. I'm in my rain gear, and I'm looking normal. I go walking around this corner. There's bums in town, all right?
It truly is in Bennington, but it's not that bad.
Bennington's a clean town. It's just there's five.
I love Bennington.
Look, there's only 5 bums, but there's bums in town.
It's funny, you walk past them, they're like, you look like you can start a fight.
So it's like, yeah.
Someone said that to me.
It's funny because the bums are like, you AT hackers, and we're like, you bums. And it's like, yeah, you cool. But anyway, I come around this corner. I got my gear on, and I'm just walking past, and I look over and I see this damn bum. Now, when you're an
Well-
AT hiker and you see a bum, you kind of slow down because you think that may be one of my guys. And I look over and I'm like, wait, that's one of my guys. That ain't a bum.
He called me a bum.
And
Did
I'm
you
like,
see him? He just called me a bum.
So I go, coffee break. Is that you? And he says, yeah, dog, I'm coffee break. Garen, get out of the rain. He like pulls me out of the rain. I got my gear on. And about the time that happens, this guy opens this door, this little walkway, just big enough to get the rain. He opens this door as if just to shoo away some bums.
He did too. It's like we were bums. and who can blame you? Look at this, man. This is what thru hikers get. They get growth. Okay, come on.
So I go, oh, I'm sorry, I'm in your way, sir. I'm a thru hiker. And he's like, oh, no, dude. You guys are cool. You can stay right under here.
It was the police association, by the way.
It was, so we're at the police. And anyway, they were cool with us for 2 seconds. And then I was like, coffee break. Look, I can only sit under this thing so long. I got to go get a beer. And coffee break gives me this look like I ain't moving from here. I got my moccasins on.
Fucking dry.
I look down, I'm like, what are you talking about, moccasins? I look down, he's got these leather moccasins. Leather. I don't know what he's doing with
I'm
these
carrying
things.
some non-essential
I don't
stuff
know.
on the trail.
Yeah, he plays this big-ass chair and these stupid-ass moccasins that are no good in the rain. And I say, look, man, you can stay here, but I got this podcast going on, and I'm going to buy you a beer if you get over to the brewery over here just a block down. And he's like, shh. I'm like,
I
all
cried.
right.
You know what? I got my feet wet worse than I would on the trail.
Oh, he was more...
crossing the road, because it was just like a flow of the stream.
You know what you remind me of? I was sitting 3 days ago. I'm sitting at this stream, about to cross this stream. I'm just sitting there, and I'm just kind of looking like hikers do before you hike, just looking around, and I see this fucking rodent, this big, right, like rat size, come across this damn stream swimming.
What?
It's a mole. It had that shit like moles have, like that nose, that mouth. This thing swims, looks like it's about to like go down the river, like forever. Keeps swimming, hits a rock, goes around it, and then swims across. Looks at me, gives me no mind, and then crawls under this crack. And I just go, was that a mole? Do they have moles up here? What is going on? And why is it swimming across the stream? Why is it not dead? That's what you look like, dude. You look like that mole. No, but here's the even funnier part. Is you get in looking like that mole, and then I said, you're like, dude, we're going to get a table. We're going to sit at the bar. I'm like, bitch, we're sitting at the bar. There's more air conditioning up there.
It's funny because I was like, dude.
Because he's freezing.
Good. I was like, oh my God, you don't even smell like a thru hiker. How could that be?
Oh, maybe.
Because I didn't know that you took a shower before you got there. I was like, there's something wrong here. You don't smell bad. That was what I was thinking about for a while. I was like, dude, why don't you smell like dog shit? Why don't you smell like that? I was like, what could it be? And I finally figured it out because then you told me.
So,
yeah.
One of the things I want to talk about is, number one, I like Coffee Break because he was a member in our service. And I've met a lot, of thru hikers who are veterans. And I never had a whole lot of appreciation. I always did have appreciation for people who've done good for our country, but never quite understood until I met some of these cats on the trail like you who have done a lot of good and have a lot of pride for our country. And usually when I run into a vet on the trail, I can trust them. I have a good feeling about most of these guys. I mean, some of them are a little different, some are a little battered and such, but that's why they're on the trail. They're doing their deal, and they're cool cats. You seem to be a pretty cool cat, and I know you're doing a little deal with like some history and stuff, but I know you didn't want to get into it too much, but you're doing a cool deal because we're in battlefield country right here.
Yeah.
And we're in some Revolutionary War stuff. So when we're hiking down the trail, we see some stuff from the 1700s. In fact, one guy that was northbound, who was a veteran in both Afghanistan and Iraq, loved him. His name was Jay. I zeroed with him in this remote little spot. Well, it wasn't too remote. We could get into town we could hitch a ride in for a burger or whatever. But he was telling me that there are these walls that you see in Vermont, and he was telling me that this one possibly was a battle wall. And I knelt down as if I was holding a rifle, and it was just the perfect height for a guy my size.
It's interesting. It's interesting.
I don't know. Maybe you know more about that. Could that be true?
I actually do a little bit know about that kind of stuff. But so what you're relating to is a lot of times in the colonial times, people built boundaries for their property, walls.
Well, I think most of them are,
and they were used too.
Yeah,
as such.
As both.
As both. Yeah, especially as cover, concealment, places to form battle lines, and so on and so forth. But not so much as in Revolutionary War as the Civil War was down in the South, that they used fencing and boundaries of
right.
But here's the thing: it's like, yeah, I am a veteran of Iraq, Afghanistan, and so forth, and spent a lot of time in the military and government. And so I'm working on a special project, something that I can add to value to the Appalachian Trail and the people here on the trail. And I'm trying to learn as much as I can about military history along the trail, and trying to compose a compendium on that possibly in the future. And it's going to be a large learning process and work that it's going to take a lot of time, because I've hiked a lot of this trail before. And every time I walk it and go over some other spots, I see new things. And for example, I never went to Bennington before.
And that's where we are right now. Just to let you know, we're in Bennington, Vermont. We're headed southbound on the trail. I don't know, for me it's been about a little over 2 months. You about the same, maybe 2. It's getting maybe 5 weeks or so.
Getting on that.
No, what am I saying? 9 weeks, I mean. But, I was a truck driver before this, and one thing that always struck me is going up 95, going up the coast and down the coast a lot, is I'd always see some stuff from back in the 16, 17, 1800s. No big deal. In fact, I was in a hostel back in Maine, and they had a flag that had 15 stars in the cannon area. That's the blue area, right? Mm-hmm. And I had to ask them, why do you have only 15 stars? Because Maine was one of the 13 states. It should be 13. They said, this property was built in 1815 or something like that. Mm-hmm. And in 1815, there was 15 states. So we're allowed to fly a flag with 15 stars. So there's all sorts of little cool history on the East Coast. I mean, it's just full of it. And we're hiking right through this stuff.
Part of the thing about being a through hiker and hiking the Appalachian Trail is not only your hike on the trail, but what you do off the trail.
Yeah. So when you're having your 0 day, going to some of these monuments, learning the town, learning their history. I mean, some of it's really fascinating. I could go on and on about some of the stuff I've learned.
Oh yeah. And it's not just history. It's the people. It's being able to, when you get off the trail, you go into town for a drink or to clean up or to get that great burger, to go to the local establishments, or go off and take some time off to for local entertainment or wherever you might do. That is your trail experience. It's not just your hike on the trail and figuring out whatever it was why you're hiking, but that other aspect too that combines for your total experience on the Appalachian Trail. And that's what makes that trail experience so special and so unique that a lot of people just don't understand and know about. So you have to get out to experience it. It's not just like, the Appalachian Trail, it's accessed to millions and millions and millions of people. It's along the eastern seaboard. It might take maximum of a couple hours, maximum, to get to the Appalachian Trail. Come out for a day. Come out for a couple hours. Come out for a weekend. Come out for a week. You don't have to hike for months along the Appalachian
You
Trail.
don't have to hike
experience it.
6 months and do the whole thing.
Yeah.
You can just come out here and do a weekend or a week worth with your kids and get a lot of the same things that we get if you're in the right spots to know what you're looking for. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, and it's part of why I'm doing this project too, to help provide some value for those that want to do that can't spend a lot of time, a lot of months or week or months that a thru hiker would. But it goes back to this famous thru hiker that I had an acquaintance with. It's just get out there and experience what else there is in life in the trail. You may just find what you're looking for. It might just be for you.
You're
It's
saying,
not all paint. The world is not all painted in bricks and glass.
or it may not be the trail. It may not be the Appalachian Trail for someone else. It may be another experience.
And people hike the trail for various reasons, and a lot of reasons, or maybe not at all. Maybe they're in a transition period in their life. Maybe they're just fresh out of school and they're.
I see a lot of that. Yeah.
Maybe they're trying to get in better shape. Maybe they're trying to improve themselves. Maybe they're trying to figure something out. Maybe they're just doing it because that's their goal. Whatever it might be. I know that this year I'm doing it for a variety of reasons. One is third time's a charm. This is my third time trying a thru hike. The first time I didn't complete because my house got burglarized. So I had to leave the trail and never made it back. The next year I tried to complete the trail going the other way to finish it, but I injured myself. Probably going too fast, too hard. I don't know.
You're going to make it this time.
This time, though, I don't think I have any reason why I can't complete the trail.
No.
Except I might be lazy, hanging out with a bunch of people, drinking beer all the time. I don't know what it might be. Maybe the cold, maybe it's getting dark, maybe
You're
I'm
not.
sober,
You're not
but-
ashamed that you've been in this town for 3 days.
No, I'm not. This is the third day. But I'm doing my research, so I generally appreciate this experience. And, if you can take some time off, it doesn't have to be a week or a month. It could be a weekend just to get out there.
Well,
experience the trail.
that leads into what when I was in Grafton Notch, that's that's in Maine on the southern part, north of Mahoosic Notch, which is where you really get into the nasty stuff of Maine, the fun part. It's the jungle gym of Maine. Is that a good way of saying it?
Yes, the southern part of Maine it throws everything at you on the trail.
And by that time you're ready for it, so it's just like bring it on. It's a lot of fun. But in this Grafton Notch, I stealth camped there, and when you stealth camp these places, it's interesting because right before the sun's going down, you're like, I got to set up my tent now. You see a sign, and it says, it's this big sign, and it talks about Benton McKay. And I was just telling my father last week, I said, you need to study this guy named Benton McKay. And Benton McKay is the guy who basically founded the trail, came up with the idea for it. This other guy back in the 20s built the Long Trail, which we are on right now. For 105 miles, the Appalachian Trail and the Long Trail are the same. Okay? The Long Trail goes all the way up to, from Massachusetts, which is just 10 miles from where we are now, all the way up to the Canadian border, where the Appalachian Trail follows that for 105 miles and then splits off up to New Hampshire. So, my point was, the reason Benton McKay built the trail, the Appalachian Trail, all the way from Georgia to Maine, was he wanted people to see some of the things you're talking about. Wanted people to see some of the history, some of the nature, some of the natural stuff. But the reason he wanted people to see that, from my understanding of what this sign told me, is this was during the latter stages of the Industrial Revolution. We're talking about the 30s here. Mm-hmm. Okay? And what he was seeing during the Industrial Revolution was he was seeing people working in factories, people working in jobs, just as we are today.
Yes.
But what do we talk about every year on the media every day? Well, what do we talk about? We talk about stress, right?
Yes.
And he was seeing that stress back then, and this is back in the teens and the 20s when he's seeing this.
Yes.
And he said, this is not right. Something's not going on right here.
Yes.
So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to build this trail, and we're going to put all these centers on it and such like that,
Yes.
which never really got made and never really went to his fruition
Yes.
because he went on one of those governmental deals and it's like, oh yeah, we'll get the trail done, and it's the Depression, so we'll put
The CCC,
CCC
guys went and built some
and
shelters
the Works
and
Progress
yeah.
and that sort of
Yep,
stuff
yep.
on there. And they did, and they got the thing done, thank goodness, because I'm on it. Coffee breaks on it. And guess what we're doing, Coffee Break? Are we not doing exactly what Benton McKay wanted us to be doing? And
I
that's
think
we're
so.
blowing up a little
And-
bit of
and I
stress
want-
around
and I
and a good
wanna-
time.
and
We're
I
getting
wanna-
to see this
I
stuff.
want to add to your point on Benton McKay, because we're in Vermont, and where was the Appalachian Trail?
Oh, that's another good point.
Yeah, I don't want to steal
yeah,
your
no,
thunder.
go ahead, but yeah.
So this is where Benton McKay envisioned this trail on the east coast of the United States, encompassing all the Appalachians from Georgia to Maine, was at Stratton Mountain, and we just came over
That
Stratton
was,
Mountain, and that's where the long trail was
About
envisioned
20
as well.
miles back. That was I
Yeah.
did Stratton yesterday.
So Benton McKay kind of envisioned this to help bring it into fruition, and it languished for a couple years and got movement, and eventually, and it's been a long process. You know, the Appalachian Trail Conservatory, the ATC, has helped secure the trail by buying up lands around it to protect it, and so on and so forth. And going to your point about
And by the way, unbelievable what job they do. And how professional. It's great.
and all of the Appalachian Trail clubs protecting.
And each state has their own membership under that. You know, I was talking about the MATC in Maine, and then in New Hampshire they have the DOC, that's Dartmouth Outing Club. Here we're in the Green Mountains, they have the GMC. No, it's not a shitty van or a shitty pickup. It's the Green Mountain Club.
Yeah.
But, you know, all those little clubs are cool, but they're run under the ATC in some manner or fashion.
They all work collaboratively
And so-
together to support
And they do their own
protect the
thing,
trail
and each tries to
promote
make it hard and this and that. But they're really cool people. I ran into some Green Mountain Club people yesterday, or was it the day before? Day before, and they were just really cool. That we
I
asked.
didn't tell you, but I got a hitch.
We asked about
my first hitch
You didn't
ever,
get a
legal
hitch up-
hitch ever, was from the Maine Appalachian Trail Club.
with them.
3 years ago,
Oh,
I
yeah.
hitchhiked for the first time in my life. Something I would never ever have done ever, unless I was hiking the trail in Maine. I got a hitchhike. First thumb up, first hitchhike.
Well,
1 for 1. Maine Appalachian Trail Club van out of the 100-mile wilderness.
out of the 100 mile,
Yeah.
you got to see an MATC out of the 100 mile. Hell yeah.
But going back to the whole Appalachian Trail concept in Benton McKay, the first person to ever hike the Appalachian Trail in its entirety, and was debated for a long time, was Earl Schaefer.
Earl Schaefer.
Earl
yeah.
Schaefer was a World War II veteran, and the reason why he hiked the trail, and he has a book called Hiking with Spring, and the reason why he hiked the trail was to hike off the war.
Yeah.
And it was a major relief, and to this day, that's why a lot of veterans hike the war, and there's a lot of organizations that support veterans to hike along the trail as well. So I just want to put that out there.
It's true. He hiked it in 1948, I believe. Is that
correct.
right?
That's correct.
And he was a World War II veteran, like you said. And what he told people, he got his World War II rucksack and put it on.
And his boots.
And
His boot-
which are
They were in the Smithsonian traveling exhibit in Washington, D.C. in 2009, and I saw that, and that's one of the things that I think probably inspired me to go on and hike the AT eventually.
Well,
you know?
one of the things I
yeah, it's
loved
amazing.
about Schaefer was the thing he told people is when they asked him, "Okay, what are you doing?" Which was in 1948 insane.
Yeah.
As he said, "Well, I just want to go out and loaf a little bit." and to your average person, that's insanity. But when you're on the trail It makes so much sense. Am I right?
That's kind of what I'm doing right now.
I mean, loafing, it sounds like you're just a bum. It's a deal that I can't describe to anybody. I'm doing this podcast. I'm doing the best I can. But until you do the trail, or I don't know if there's anything like it. I don't know. Maybe ride some trains for several months. I don't recommend it, but it's hard to get that feeling that you get when you're on the trail. It's this freedom that's unlike any freedom I've ever had.
There's a lot of aspects to it.
It's just unbelievable, and I think Earl Shaver was looking for that, and he got it some way. I don't know.
I can tell you one thing that personally I've experienced. To let everybody that's listening here, is one thing is you get in touch with yourself when you hike.
Right. We were talking at the bar about being alone and how you really have to dig deep into some of those thoughts and emotions you have, and you don't have a choice. You get to it. Can you elaborate a little on that? I don't know that I can or not.
So when you're in society, even when I'm with another person,
right?
I always, and to a certain extent, everybody does. They put up walls.
True.
So the other person can never know exactly, how the other person really is. That even probably with your spouse or wife.
What you're saying
when you're alone in the woods,
right?
All of a sudden, there's no one out there that you have to put up a wall for. So as you're going along, eventually these feelings and emotions come to you, which you can experience. Deep emotions that you probably wouldn't come across if you're with other people all the time for any length of time. But if you're in the woods or hiking where you don't run into other people for various amounts of time, and you're working on, doing an exercise where you mentally, you have to concentrate on something, and then you have that alone type of experience, you automatically get in touch with yourself better, I think. And I think that's something to be said for, and I think that's why it's very good for veterans to get out here to do that. Just to maybe even reset who you are and what you're doing, and
I think it definitely resets.
I think that's something.
I'm about to get up.
Maybe I'm touching part
one?
of it. Yeah, sure.
I didn't mean to.
Let me get one, and I'll come back.
Go grab a beer, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit. Yeah, it's true, and I don't think it's just veterans. I think it's everybody. I think it's very healthy. I think this is a thing that we were meant as humans. Several things. Find a lighter. I don't have anything. Or look in the bathroom. Maybe they got one in there. We're looking for something to open our bottles with. Anyway, what I was saying is you get this feeling when you're on the trail by yourself. It doesn't take a long time. I got it in the wilderness, maybe 2 days in, of this basically, sorry to be interrupted, but I gotta open some beers. And you think about things when you're at work. You think about things when you're with your family, but you don't. You do. You think about great things, but you don't ever let your mind expand to a different spot that you do in the wilderness. And I can't describe it except for saying, come out here for 10 days, do it by yourself. Don't bring anybody with you. Come out alone. Come out in the wilderness where you won't see anybody, and come out there and stay and just think with your thoughts. Don't bring any thoughts with you. Don't bring any thoughts home. It's just make your mind just do its thing. It just happens naturally. I don't know. I think it's just the way we're supposed to be. I also have this theory that I think we're supposed to be nomadic, because my feet have gone 600 miles and I just feel more natural than ever before. Yes, I hurt. Every part of my damn body hurts. I feel like an old man, I suppose. I don't know what old men feel like, but it feels great to walk 600 miles almost. And I just feel like it's a natural thing, and my mind is much, much better from doing this thing. I'm thinking about stuff I've never thought about before. I'm thinking about positive things. I'm thinking about negative things. You know what? I don't ever have the news. I don't care about what Trump's doing because I don't know what Trump's doing. As far as I know, he's still being a decent president. A hurricane comes along, ruins my state, and yet I call home and everything's fine in my state. Houston got flooded again. Oh, Jesus Christ! They got flooded. They got flooded 5 years ago. They got flooded 2 years ago. They get flooded every damn 2 years. They get flooded again, and everybody's up in arms about it. I don't know. Look, I can't say too much because people from Vermont were even helping the people down in Texas.
And New York as well, and everybody around
people
the
were
country.
taking pets in from Texas and taking care of them in Vermont. People are cool up here just like they are in Texas. You know what? We're all together. Sometimes people think that in Texas are better than they are in Vermont and stuff. Yeah, people in Vermont got some shit stuck up their damn nose and stuff. But they'll take in some pets from some damn hurricane victims in Texas, so I give them credit, you know?
I tell you what's true in America. Americans help Americans. That is true.
And you know what?
Very true.
It's September what? It was Monday. I was on the trail. I didn't realize till it was 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I said, you know what it is? It's September 11th. I'll never forget when people were cool. For about 2 years there, people were cool. After that, I don't know. But for a while there, everybody was all right. Even people were rooting for the Yankees that had the damn Yankees. Although I'm glad the Diamondbacks won that year. But anyway. So, I wanted to talk about that whole mind deal. We talked about that, and then I want to talk about some other stuff. But I kind of lost train of thought when the beer started getting cracked open and stuff like that. It was a little bit of... it's a little much for a podcast.
So yeah.
So get me back on track, please.
So when you hike, when you do any kind of physical exercise, it's true. It can have a profound effect on your brain. It releases endorphins. You gain efficiency in your body. You tend to eat. Your body makes you want to eat better, and so on and so forth. And it affects you in a profound way. And when you hike the trail, it's the same thing. And another thing is you're out in the woods. You're out with nature, and it could have a awesome effect upon you. Not just psychologically.
I like what you said there about the workout. Because
you like to work out.
Well, I like the workout because when I get done with a workout, I do have a better feeling. Like everybody hates going into a workout. You do 20 minutes of running or lifting weights, whatever it is. And how do you feel when you get done with the gym? Yeah, your muscles are tired and all that. But how does your mind feel? It always feels better, right? Like anybody who's ever done a workout, you got some stress on your day? Yeah, we all have stress on our day. You get off work and 6 o'clock you go have that workout and you're worried about that stress at work after that workout. Well, you didn't do enough workout, right? Well, what we have is, let me describe how it is. Not to brag, but when you do 20 miles, 19 miles, when you do 15 miles, and that's not just, it's still 15 miles. 15 miles is 15 miles. When you do that, what you're doing to your body is you're going up mountains, you're going down mountains, you're going up another mountain, you're going down a mountain, and then you're going up a third mountain. You might even go up a fourth in that 15 miles or 20 miles.
Yeah.
But when you do that, what you're doing is you're doing an HIIT workout, basically. A high intensity interval training workout.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe you're not changing up what you're doing with your body, or maybe you are. Maybe it's not so much an interval training, except for the fact that I will tell you this. When you're going up that mountain, you huff and puff for 20 minutes without stopping. You may go 40 minutes without stopping. But when you get off that mountain or up there, then you kind of walk down it and you start getting your breath. It's like constantly this aerobic deal. So it's like we're constantly getting that workout. Like you said, that serotonin release, that dopamine flow that gets us off.
But if there's anybody out there that's addicted to anything in their life, caffeine, nicotine, drugs, just food addiction, you could get rid of it if you hike the trail. Believe it. You can, because of what you're doing.
Maybe.
You can do it. But maybe not alcohol.
I don't
it's
know.
always there.
Here's my deal.
Serious, on the serious side, let me add a
No, I got a serious side
let
too.
me add a couple
and that
points.
is, I can't curb my horniness on this goddamn trail. There's just something about this trail that makes you a goddamn horn dog, and I don't know what it is about both guys and girls. We're just horny as fuck because our goddamn hormones are just off the charts. Am I right?
Yeah,
Well,
true.
there you go. Well, for back home, if you're having problems with your sex life, go hit the damn trail. You won't ever have a problem getting a hard on for the rest of your life. Let me tell you
Hey,
that.
you lose weight, you look good. There might be a problem with growing hair or something.
Yeah, see if you get laid when you look like fucking ZZ Top. But anyway. By the way, I shaved my head. I shaved my beard, so I'm looking not so much like a thru hiker.
Yeah.
I look like a thru hiker in the first week. But anyway, some people give me hell about it. Screw them. I had a beard for years. It feels better like this. I don't have any mosquitoes messing with me anymore. I want to feel good. I'm tired of getting all a bunch of salt in my beard from sweating. No, I want to be myself. And I know that I lost some weight. I'm looking good. Please, women want to see my face now. You know, I think at least. I don't know. What am I saying? I'm so damn horny I don't even know what to say anymore. Because this damn trail messes me up. But, look, I'm in a motel room and I'm with this asshole.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk about Hanover.
High intensity workout we were talking about.
Yeah, well, that's how the trail is. It's just like you're with this high intensity aerobic, and then all of a sudden, just you're all right, and then you go right back to it.
But let me tell you something. From the moment you wake up to the moment you sleep, and all during the night that you're sleeping, you're burning.
You're burning even when you sleep.
You are burning.
You feel it when you wake up, and when you sleep, you feel that burning.
Here's the difference. If you live in a city or wherever you are, you go and you do a workout at the gym. You may lift, you may do cardiovascular workout, you may hit the treadmill, whatever it might be, or maybe a combination. Okay? All right. Let's say you do it twice a day. And let's say you do it for an hour in the morning and an hour at night. That's nothing compared to hiking every day. Because hiking every day, when you get up and you eat your breakfast, or if you don't eat your breakfast, or whatever routine you have, you're always hiking to that next point. And the next point is not a treadmill where you're walking level or walking with an incline for an hour. It's you're walking up. You have to focus. It's not just a physical exercise. It's a mental exercise. Let me put it this way. You're working physically and mentally at the same time. Because if you don't, the trail is going to eat you up. And I'm trying to be serious here right now, because some of the parts that us southbounders go through are the hardest parts of the trail. And the reason why they're hard is not only physically, but mentally too, because we have to watch every single step we take. Downhills, uphills, even level, because there's roots, there's rocks that you can slip on, even if they're level. Various parts that you have to get on your butt to slide down through, up and over, under, whatever it might be. So that aspect of the mental challenge of the trail not only is part physical, but it's the enduring challenge every day of hiking pretty much almost all day, not just for an hour in the morning and an hour at night. Because if you hiked an hour in the morning and an hour in the night, how many miles would you actually accomplish a day? Maybe 6, 8 maximum. If you're hiking 4 miles an hour, which is like virtually impossible unless you're like on a very flat piece of terrain like a road, which is not going across country, obviously. So my point is, yeah, high intensity workout, but it's much more than that. It's every day at the grind. That's why we have to take a couple days off now and then, or a day off every week, or 10 days or 5 days or whatever it is to start out with, because we have to let our bodies regenerate. We have to eat so many calories to replace the calories that we exhaust, not only from our physical but our mental exercise, to maintain focus hiking. And there's a lot more to it than that, obviously. But I'm just trying to put that
No,
extra
no.
aspect out there for everybody to understand.
No, I think what you're saying, the point to be said is that this thing at least is a 90% mental deal of through hiking a trail for 6 months. It's not about the body as much as it is the mind. And I was talking with some through hikers last night about a through hiker who I've met named Friar Tuck.
Oh yes, I
met-
ran into him. Yeah.
Well, Friar Tuck's
Sure.
the example, the poster boy for what you're talking about is in a way, because I met Friar Tuck right before Avery Peak, right before going to the Bigelows. And let me describe Friar Tuck to you guys.
Friar Tuck.
Everybody respects Friar Tuck, but the facts are he is probably 350 pounds. And that's after hiking half of the Appalachian Trail, from what I understand. Is that right? He's already done half of it, and then he's flipping.
I'm not sure we're talking about the same person here,
I
but
don't know,
I'll give you that.
That's what someone told me. I don't know. But look,
that doesn't
whether he is
comprehend.
or-
That doesn't comprehend to me that someone that's already hiked half the
I don't.
AT.
I don't know whether that's
that,
true
but-
or not. I don't know. I don't know, Friar Tuck.
Mm-hmm.
Get with us. It's been over a month since I've seen you, but I respect a guy who's very, very obese. But you know what? He wasn't giving up.
Yeah,
It wasn't about his body. It was about.
it's mental
It
fortitude.
was all about his mental fortitude
Yeah.
of. I talked to him about 3 weeks in, and I said, "Well, when did you start?" Or he told me when, and he was already a month and a half in.
Mm.
Well, I just shut up right there because I said, "There's nothing more to be said. This guy's doing his deal.
Yeah, I
This-
think I ran into that guy.
This guy's
Yep.
at a critical point."
Yeah.
And I'm not much different. I was at a critical point in my own. I've already lost 30 pounds, but I still weigh 190.
Here's the thing.
All right.
Here's the thing is, each one of
But
us.
he
It doesn't
keeps
matter
going.
if it's
all in
if
the
it's
mind.
giggles or if it's coffee break or another hiker out there. We're all going to experience our highs and lows on the trail, and it's going to happen to you. Where you're going to get to the point where you're going to ask yourself, why are you hiking? Why are you consistently out there, hiking every day, or putting in miles, putting your body and your mind through this when I could be doing something else, whatever. But then you come back to it and you say to yourself, well, whatever it is. I have a lot of reasons, so I don't really have to. I can just come up with one out of the blue and be like, you know what? That's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing it, because I can do it. If you have the freedom to come out here and do it, do it. Might as well. And if you don't, make time. It's all about making time, I think.
Well, I think the key thing there
Time is valuable
is
to everybody.
number one. Look, I never think those thoughts. I never think the thought of quitting. And it never has occurred in my head. I love this trail. And I love what I'm doing. I'm at home here. Not forever. I'm at home for 6 months till it's done. And then I go do my own thing. But right now, I'm in my groove. And no one messes with this groove because I love it. There's a lot of other people who are in the same boat as I am, but they don't know how to get here. And the problem is I had to do a lot to get here. I had to sell 2 houses. I had to get my stuff in order. I had to deal with my family a little bit to make sure they were cool with everything. And I got the job done, but that was a year and a half of very hard work just to get to start the trail. And then once I had total freedom, then now I'm on the trail and it's great. And I don't want to be any other place than right here, right now. Now, a year from now, do I still want to be hiking the Appalachian Trail? Most likely I won't do that round robin bullshit. But no, I don't want to be on the trail most likely. I want to be doing the next deal for me. But there's a lot of people I talk to on the trail that are section hikers or they're just day hikers, whatever. And they say, man, I would love to be doing what you're doing. And I say, yeah, I know you do. Come do it. And they say, man, I don't know how to. They don't know how to. That's an excuse in a way. I understand when you have kids. I understand when you have a wife. I understand when you have a job.
Responsibilities.
I understand all those responsibilities.
Yes.
Those are very, very powerful. Don't get me wrong. But if you got a need in your gut to do something for 6 months, there's ways of doing it. And I don't know what you got to do your deal, but there's ways of getting on this thing and there's ways of doing it.
The thing that I find also to add to that, and I don't mean to cut you off real quick.
No.
I know you're going to add some
Nah,
more.
that's all I had to say.
He's exactly right with that. And I find it very fortunate I've been able to get out here to do this, take a break from what I'm doing. And I'm very fortunate to do that. And believe it or not, the people that know me, that know that I'm doing this, they're very supportive. And the reason why is because they want to do it too. They're living through me.
Those same
to
people
do
who are
this.
supporting you would love to be on the trail for a few days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
or a month or anytime.
And they don't know how. Or maybe they got their deals.
Or maybe
People
they,
didn't have different priorities. They have different things.
So a lot of times people look at thru hikers and they think them as bums and being irresponsible people, which is probably way distorted. A lot of thru hikers are very responsible people.
Well, you have to be,
and
otherwise
they have
you're
to
dead.
they have to have their shit together to be able to do what they're doing. Think about the next time you look at a thru hiker and see a guy with a long beard, but are hiking with thousands of dollars worth of equipment, and ask them why are they hiking the trail and how they're able to hike the trail. And they'll tell you, maybe they quit their job. Maybe they saved up thousands of dollars over a period of years or months or whatever, how long it took them, just so they could have the opportunity to be able to do what they're doing now. That takes discipline. A lot of people don't have that in our society in America right now. So that's just another point. And there's a lot of other things too.
I'd love to get on
and
the discipline.
I'm not gonna.
No,
I'm not gonna.
No, I want to talk about the discipline because this is a little boring about the trail, but this is important. Is the discipline part, and I learned that not only through parenting, through my parents, but also I learned a lot about discipline from a book called The War of Art. Not the Art of War, not Sun Tzu. It's a good book also, but
it's a good book.
But The War of Art by Stephen, hell, I can't remember his damn name. Stephen Pressfield. That book put me on track on how to get my shit together to get on this trail and to get this trail done. And not only that, it's not about the trail, it's about what I'm going to do next. This is just the lead up. You don't think this thing's going on my resume? It's going on my resume somehow, right? Because what I'm doing is, I love the outdoors. I'm going to do something in the outdoors for the rest of my life. Look, I used to be a special ed teacher. I used to be a truck driver. Not anymore. Not anymore. God made me want to be in the outdoors. God made me gifted at what I'm doing here, hiking this trail and such. Look, it's not that big of a deal when we hike it every day, but it's what I'm meant to do. Some men are meant to do certain things. I love doing that. And so I got to find a way of making money doing it and make a life doing it. But I got about 4 more months to think about that, so that's where I am.
That's something that you have a lot of time to do.
But look, what do I do every day? I probably think too much.
You can think on the trail.
And
How
I
about
think
that as a
good-
plus?
It is a plus, you know.
How about that? You can sort out.
No, I want to get to another thing. A little more fun is I was talking to a flip-flopper. We were in a hostel. He said, look, I meet all sorts of people on the trail.
Yeah, you do.
All these different, weird, different people.
Yeah.
Totally different. You
Yeah.
may be in a campsite with 20 different people, and they're all different. You may have a goth over here, and a biker person over here, and a military guy over here, and I don't know, a goofball named Giggles who's laughing for no good reason while he's setting up his tent, and everybody's saying, what the hell's wrong with that dude? And someone's saying, nah, he's cool, he's with me, whatever. Yeah. And at the end of the day, everybody's like, you know what, everybody's cool. I don't have to worry about anybody messing with my bag. I don't have to worry about anybody while I'm sleeping. When we get up, we're all going to hike together. It's all cool. And I said to this guy's explaining this to somebody who's a weekend hiker. And they're giving me my eyes like, you must be insane. Now, granted, this guy's 60 years old. Good-looking guy, looks normal. By the way, most of us seem to be college grads and pretty successful people. Believe it or not, we're not bumps. We just act like it, and we enjoy it a lot. But
we have the opportunity to be that,
You know.
so we take it.
So the way we see it, we got our shit in gear. But anyway, so this person looks at him and he's like, "I'm telling you the truth." And I said, "Wait, I got something to add to that. I know the reason why." And everybody is quiet, and I said, "Here's the reason why." Because in the regular world, when you go to work, in the regular world, when you deal with your kids, you can't be you. You have to be Mr. I'm at work. I'm David at work.
You have to put up that wall.
And this is the way I act at work. I don't use any curse words. And by God, we're going to get it done every day. And we're going to work hard every day. And I show up and we do it all. Great. Until it grinds on you for 5 years. And you got piece of shit little kids messing with you and your special ed teacher. And then you go insane. And then you get hit the trail.
Can't be yourself.
But what I'm saying is, when you're cool at work and all that, from 9 to 5, how cool are you at home? Do you ever let a cuss word out at home? Do you ever say something wrong to your wife at home? Hell yeah, you do. It happens. Out here on the trail, we just let that shit flow all the time. We don't have anything to hide. We let it what we believe. We just let it flow. If I'm like, coffee break, you stink like shit right now, man. Like, what the fuck's up? What the fuck did you get in that you stink that bad? And you're like,
I stepped in a bunch of dog shit.
I stepped
in human shit.
you
To
could-
some other
and you're like,
day hiker,
and you
or
thank me.
some
You're like,
other.
I can't believe you. I smell like.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll be like,
you know.
yeah, I know.
No, I'm just saying.
Thanks, man.
We're all cool because you know what? We tell our goddamn thoughts whenever
Yeah.
the hell we want, and we don't play this pussy game like we have to do at work that drives everybody insane. So when you get off of work and you've been pent up for 8 hours, try to act like
Mother Teresa.
Motherfucking Teresa, you know, like Jesus Christ himself, and then you're not Jesus Christ because you're not that damn good. We don't have to put up with that. We just do our deal. We roll our flow, which, a lot of this thinking that you've been talking about, been going on in my mind is I've been thinking about those old beat poets. And I'm not exactly right on this because I don't dig the beat poets that much. Ginsberg, you can go fuck yourself. Actually, he's dead, but let his boyfriend fuck himself. But anyway, whatever. That Jack Kerouac and stuff. They were looking for what the fuck we're doing right now, man. They never understood what the hell we're doing now. They understood giving up possessions a little bit, this and that, but then they did their fucking stupid little poetry, this and that, in the city. And no, what they needed to fucking get rid of everything, get on the goddamn trail, and just be free. And then they talk about that shit, but they never did it. And I feel like I'm doing it.
But it's not about giving up. It's about
No.
It's about experiencing your liberty.
It's a different type of liberty. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but until you experience the liberty, you never know you had it. Really, you have to experience it, and then you never want to go back.
No.
But you do. But now you understand it more, and it'll be a driving force in your life, I think. Now, I just want to make a point here.
I say
the Appalachian Trail community is. Now, I'm changing the subject down, and that's why he's like pissed off. But the Appalachian Trail community, let me tell you something about the Appalachian Trail community. It's unbelievably awesome. The best people in the world. I'll tell you what. I'm 40 years old. In the United States society, in the cities, in the governments, and your neighbors, you might know your neighbors and you might not know your neighbors. You may get along with them, you may not. Most people don't even know who their next door neighbors are anymore.
True.
What I'm talking about the Appalachian Trail community is I've seen the armpits of the world in military and government going overseas fighting in our nation's wars. And I'll tell you, in particularly, hiking the trail, you get to experience a community that supports one another. There's people out there on the trail communities, hostels, owners, trail angels, just random people that have hiked the trail or support trail people throughout the entire length of the trail systems that
Unbelievable.
are unbelievable. You never it just like was like a light bulb switch going on when I started hiking the trail. I thought the world was shit and everybody in it was shit and they didn't give a shit about each other. And then I hiked the trail a little bit and, the trail community was like totally 180. Now, there's some bad apples here and there like every other place, but
you can out-hike them or let them hike on by, right?
it's not about the hikers. It's about just the community at large trying to help each other out. And it's not even in the book. It's not in the trail guides. It's nothing about. It doesn't have nothing to do with that. It has to do about what you're doing, what your experience is, what your journey is, and all the people out there that lash on to that and help support that have done that or understand that and are part of that. There's a lot of aspects to it, but I just want to generalize that.
I don't know
and
that we can...
And it's unbelievable. Maybe you need to hike maybe 500 more miles, but I'm not saying now, but you've probably already experienced that type of stuff. It's unbelievable. There's people out there and places out there and things along the trail that your mouth would just drop in awe of the acts and the benevolence that transpires between hikers and the associations of these people and these places and the interactions. This unbelievable community out there.
It really is unbelievable. One thing I wanted to update you guys on is some of this. I know on one of the podcasts a little further back, the one where we had Twig and the argument with the bartender and Twig, the Nobo Sobo versus deal, whatever. Please, I don't even want to hear it anymore. But shortly after that, just the amount of trail magic, that is the friendly stuff that people do on the trail that are non-hikers, that do for the hikers, it's unbelievable. I told you guys in that podcast about the trail angels that helped us out and let us camp with them. That was Steve and Alana. Anyway, they were cool as all get out. And then a week later or less, I had some trail magic where some people just started cooking hamburgers and hot dogs on the side of the trail because they were ex-hikers.
Yeah,
that's where they'll.
I do that all the time.
Accepted.
When I'm there, I do that for hikers too.
Well, like if I go, you and I did. We went up the damn mountain.
Yeah. We did it even when we were hiking. But sometimes I would go out to the trail if I was doing a weekend hike. I bring out a cooler and place it at the near the trailhead, and I would hike my hike and come back, and I think it's whatever. But I would do that just even though I wasn't hiking that year, because I know. Or if I was driving from A to B and I know I was going near the trail, and I would pull into a trailhead and wait for some hikers and offer them a ride to the town or whatever.
Well,
that's like unbelievable.
I had two
for a hiker to get into town and have someone help them do that.
I had two young guys, looked like maybe 20, sitting in lawn chairs, and they had a cooler beside them. I kind of pulled over. You kind of start slow rolling that stuff after a while. You kind of walk a little slower when you go by. You kind of give them a look like, are you a trail angel? What's going on here? And they were like, yeah, we got some water here. We're just hanging out. You want some water? They had an ice chest full of 30 waters. They knew what they were doing. I said, yeah, sure, I'll have a water. Did I need it? No. But am I going to take it to make them feel good and for me to feel? Yeah. But who I really wanted to put a shout out to was Omelet Guy.
Oh my God, the Omelet Guy! That guy is the shit.
Okay, so let me
talk about the Omelet Guy, and then I'm going to explain. I'm going to add a point to that when he's done talking about the Omelet Guy, because it's something that that I got from another trail angel that might help the omelet guy
Yeah.
next year,
So,
and I'll explain that later.
and we have to explain the stupid asshole
Omelet
that
guy.
30 eggs. So the omelet guy.
I know that guy, by the
no,
way.
Do you? Well, we got to talk
I
about
do.
him. So the omelet guy is this dude who's retired. He worked in construction, renovating these old 200-300 year old houses around here. He may be 60, maybe, and he's retired. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't care what he does. So what he does is during hiker season, when the hikers are coming through New Hampshire, he stops everything he does. He sits out on the trail from 8 in the morning until 5 at night, and he cooks omelets.
This is his first year, by the way.
No, he did it last year,
No,
evidently.
this is his first year.
This is his first year?
Yeah.
I heard he did it last year, but anyway.
He's getting help from the Forest Service, by the way.
Well, I heard him talking about. Anyway, this dude sets up shop, and the Forest Service probably ain't real happy with him. But anyway, because he's got
cooking.
Because he's got this permanent stand where he's got grease. He's got bananas. He's got his pastries. He
cooks a full omelet.
And he cooks
everything.
It's not really an omelet. It's a scramble.
It's
because he doesn't have enough time because there's too many of us bastards eating this shit. But you tell the guy, you say, look, first off, the number one thing he says is, how many you want? You want 4? You want 5? You want 6? And you tell him however many you want, right? Now, there was a game going on of how many eggs could a hacker eat. And this guy will tell you, he's like, don't tip me, don't nothing. This is my deal. You tip him, he gets pissed. So, Omelet Man, like, who is eating the most eggs? And what was the guy's name? It was,
it was 30 eggs.
30 eggs. What's his name?
And
Musafa, right?
The guy's name was Mammoth, I believe.
Musafa, no.
Mammoth. Wasn't it Mammoth?
No.
It wasn't Mammoth? I could have sworn it was Mammoth, and I know Mammoth.
I think this guy's name's Musafa, but anyway.
Mammoth. I think he couldn't move for 2 days. That's what he told me, but...
I don't know how a guy eats 3 egg omelet. And not only that, the omelet man said he loaded it down. He put the ham in. He basically made a Western omelet with 30 eggs. This poor guy, well, I say poor guy, he's the winner of the damn challenge. He ate 30 of them.
30 eggs.
He sat around for a day. He couldn't move after that. He just sat with the omelet guy for a day or two and then finally moved on. I don't know. Someone said he had to go into hospital to get his stuff pumped. I don't know, but who knows? Anyway, it was a South Bender who did it, so all the South Benders was like, whatever. Look, I had my 4 omelets, or my 4 eggs in the omelet. Basically, the omelet guy messed me up for the next day, and that's what started the 400-mile party. Yes, I did a 400-mile party. I'm not apologizing for it. We stopped at 400 miles. I stopped with my friend Spills. You guys have heard about her. She's the shit. Don't know where she is. She's behind me somewhere, I suppose. Been watching too much college football instead of hiking. Whatever. We got some omelets. Next day, we found this bar that's 0.2 off the trail. So 0.2 of a mile off the trail. We fucking got hammered at that place. Took a 0, got some wine. Went back probably with this Nobo dude in the middle of nowhere. And then hiked on. I don't know. It healed up our knees. That's all I got to say. My knees were killing me. And now they're feeling good. And Vermont is no big deal. I can't wait. Like the leaves are just turning red and stuff. The maples are looking beautiful. I'm eating apples right off the damn tree. And blackberries were everywhere. I haven't seen them in a while. And, I expect to be down in New York by October, and the leaves just keep getting better the way I see it. I don't know how you're going to play this, but I'm in no hurry yet. I'm just playing fall. I'm going to get down where the leaves are good, and then I'm going to run my ass off waiting for winter. Whatever, I don't care. Look, I'm a fucking Yeti. You don't mess with me with winter. I'm not scared a bit. Anybody that's like hurrying for winter and shit, they miss the goddamn leaves. They miss the apples. They probably even miss the blueberries of Maine. I mean, what the hell? That's what I'm here for, you know? I don't know about you, coffee break, but you don't seem to be in any hurry either. You seem to hike just the right speed, man.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, it's been a journey this year. I tried to make sure that I wasn't hiking and stopping in the same places I did a couple years ago, going south, and so far it's been pretty good.
So, are you trapped in the vortex right now?
Oh yeah. So I've stopped in Bennington for a couple of days actually, looking at the battle monuments and some of the statues in the Sacred Acre up here. And if you don't know what those are, Google Bennington and put in what I put in. You'll find out what that is. A lot of Revolutionary
War stuff up here. You got the lying bastard. What's his name? Benedict Arnold.
Well, you didn't really have a lot of things to do here, but the things to do here about the Green Mountain Boys, Seth Warner, John
stuff.
Stark,
there you go,
and company holding off John Burgoyne and Gentleman Johnny's army coming down the Hudson from Ticonderoga and what is known as the Battle of Saratoga. But they wanted to come here first to Bennington to take the stores of Bennington, which was fought off by the Green Mountain Boys. So that's the history about Vermont down here. Anyway.
Wait, I thought the Brits were friends now, no?
Oh yeah, the Brits are one of the 5 allied countries. They're one of the 5 English-speaking countries in the world that are major allies of the United States. However, in 1770, no, they were truly persona non grata in these here.
Their teeth
colonies.
were too damn dirty for us, even for us through hackers. Sorry, Calamity, who's from Britain. But anyway,
yeah, right.
There's this English chick named Calamity. We're about I don't know, maybe a day behind her, but I'm.
She sped up.
Yeah, well, I'm sneaking up behind her. We'll see if I catch her or not. It's always fun to fight, to catch somebody. I got friends in front of me as usual. I got friends behind me. I try to catch up to the friends, but sometimes I try to hold back. Find the beer drinking buddies behind me. It's all good to roll both sides. Calamity. I really wanted to get her on the podcast because she's from England. And maybe I will. We'll see if I can catch up to her. But the reason is I want to talk about international law and hiking because she's dealing with that. She's in this.
Oh yeah.
Well, she's in this big rush to get down. So she's only got 6 months.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing: is a lot of people outside the United States. The Appalachian Trail is very popular outside of the United States. It's one of the most popular international hiking trails there is. There's a National Geographic of the Appalachian Trail that's displayed in Germany and Europe and wherever. There's a lot of hikers that put in for green cards visas
yeah, for
3-6 months to come over and hike the Appalachian Trail, and so they have only that time limit to be able to hike as far as they can hike. And a lot of people don't make it because they get caught up in the wonderful experience of the Appalachian Trail.
Well, let me tell you, Calamity's been freaking out since the wilderness about this whole issue, and I think she's going to be fine because, well, everything goes very slow till now, and then everything starts picking up speed. I know it sounds strange to people who don't hike this hike or the Northbounders, but it took me 2 months to go through 2 states, and now I'm expecting to go through about 6 of them in about a month. So, I don't know, or at least 4 of them, but it's just crazy how...
Yeah, we'll both probably be down at Harper's Ferry within a month.
Yeah, well, it's crazy, which is halfway. So by the time we get down there, we'll almost be on time.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm just going to roll it as I see it. If the leaves start getting too brown or too green and not red enough, I'll hang back a little bit. I don't care. I planned for this deal being through the winter time, and so I'm not in too big of a rush yet. At the same time, it's not. Look, I want to get in a hurry. It's not about the time. It's about my body's physical condition. And my body's telling me I can do 20-mile days now. And I want to do that. And we're getting some flat land. Well,
yes. That's probably why.
So-called flatlands.
That could be another reason why I've taken a couple days off in Bennington. I'm
Because
not sure, but I think it could be.
Yeah, and that was rough. Look. No. You look at the guide, you think you're getting smoother. For Dad back home, you look at that guide through Vermont. It looks nice compared to Maine and New Hampshire, but it's nasty. And so we're still looking for greener pasture, actually. Although I'm still proud of that 19.3, even though it wasn't 20 yesterday. But we'll see what happens.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a rough one. I went over a few mountains, but my knees, my feet, they're feeling great for once, believe it or not. And I don't know. We'll see how things go, but it's getting real fun. It's been fun the entire time. It just never ends. It's just great. Even when you're in hard times, you always have the city up ahead. You say, all right, we're going to get there. We're going to do this, to do that. When you're in the city ahead and you're tired of the city, you know, you're waiting for the forest again. The forest speaks to you, like you said. Does it get any better? No. Is this a forever deal? Probably not. But do we dig the whole society deal? Yeah, it's great. We have the freedom. We have the freedom to think whatever we want. We have the simplicity. The simplicity is like this great little deal. You know, we get history. Does it get any better? No, it's just pure Americana. It's just pure American greatness. So I'm going to end it on that. Thank you guys for being so supportive on the trail. Some of you trail angels. Thank you guys for listening to this podcast. I see that at least one person or maybe two or three have been watching this for a while. Look, this one went long, which I think's great. I love talking with Coffee Break here.
Hey, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Dude, I love talking to you on the podcast. Maybe we'll do another one of these with Coffee Break. I don't know. Who knows? We don't know who's going to be next on the trail. That's the beauty of the trail. You get tired of somebody, the next day somebody that shows up you haven't seen in a month. I just met some guys that I haven't seen. They said, we haven't seen you in a month. I said, yeah, but I just got on you again. You know, you never can tell. It's a beautiful friendship, beautiful world. All right, you guys take care. I don't know what town I'll get to you, but I promise you one thing. I'm going to be in a different state. It's going to be Massachusetts, it's going to be Connecticut, it's going to be New York. I don't know what, but we'll find you when we get there. And not only that, it'll probably be better than this shitty little motel room. But, you know, we do what we can do. I finally got a good, connection on the damn internet shit. So, look, we went 122 minutes without any goddamn, problems. That's the first time this has ever happened. This is the shit here. So, anyway, you guys take care. All right, see you next time. Party on. We're going to get some crazy shit